Good day, everyone. I'm Sanele Madela from South Africa. I grew up in the dusty streets of KwaZulu-Natal. The ones that who know where KwaZulu-Natal is the site where Durban is, at the beach. So I grew up in the population where we had a population that was previously disadvantaged in South Africa, and up until today, that population, part of that population is still disadvantaged. So we were playing on the streets with the rest of other kids in the community, and there was this particular young girl that was older than me that was staying as my neighbor. She had these dermatological problems that we could not understand as young kids, and we were always playing rough with them because, you know, they were girls and we were guys, as usual. So one day I came back from school. There was a group of ladies, including my mother, that was sitting around that house gate, and the people were coming in and out of that house, and it was just my neighbor. Then I was shocked to find out that she actually died. I mean, we were just playing the other day, and she was sick, and I didn't see her going to the hospital or us going to the hospital to visit her. Later in my years, I got a scholarship after struggling in South Africa to get a scholarship. I got a scholarship from the government of South Africa to go and study in Cuba, to do medicine. I got a shock of my life that the very same population that I was seeing in Cuba was almost the same population that was where I grew up, but they've got access to health. That was the huge difference. When I was in Cuba in my third year, because I honestly wanted to contribute in my country's accessibility to health, acceptability of health, and also the quality of health care that I wanted to render in my community when I went back. So, in my third year, fourth year medical school in Cuba, I started an NGO because I wanted to touch it on for myself. I wanted to do it for myself. I wanted to derive that access to my population when I got back home. When I was in South Africa, when it all got registered, everything, almost the first year or towards the second year of its functioning, it created about employment of about 97 people. I trained community caregivers. I became accredited to train community caregivers to work in the community and profile the community the way I was taught in Cuba. Later, I got a grant from Medtronic. Then I was able to now amplify what I started to do, focusing on non-communicable diseases, NCDs, where I do screening, diagnosis, management, and care of NCDs. And currently, there are about 25 community caregivers that have been hired by the project itself, and the rest of other people that are working in the office working on the project. For me, by HealthRise coming through Medtronic, was a game changer in these communities, because this project is focused in a certain community in Mkungundlovu in Pietermaritzburg. Seeing older people, young people, for the first time seeing a doctor, visiting their household, because this is what we do in this project. During campaigns, we're able to engage with patients. And for the first time, some of these patients, it's for the first time they see a doctor, to be touched by the doctor. And you can see in their eyes what HealthRise project has done. So this, for me, as a doctor, to see people, even if they are poor, to get access to health was the most important thing that has happened to in my life. And it was important that I change and I make sure that people feel that actually right to health is put on the same sentence each and every time when you talk about a patient. There is no one who needs to die just because it doesn't have access to health. Thank you.